Jamie Lee Komoroski. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. She is the one who decided to get behind the wheel and after drinking. She is a paraprofessional. She works at a school. She is plenty old enough to know better. It is devastating. And it hasn't been that long. This accident happened in April 2023. But clearly, the now widowed husband is struggling, and it's so upsetting for them.
Sam was my wife. I was sitting next to her on the golf cart. I've been thinking about what to say ever since that night. What do you say when your world's shattered? Physically, I'm in pain every day. My face hurts, my back hurts, my feet hurt. It's a struggle to get through every day. I've seen more doctors than I can count. I've seen more therapists. More psychiatrists, done more procedures than I ever care to do. And I still feel I'm at the same point as when I found out that day. My world will be ever changed what happened that night. I think about that night every single day. In the last moments I had with Sam on the golf cart. She told me she didn't want the night to end. And I kissed her on the forehead. And then the next thing I remember is waking up in the hospital. I see my mom's face, still wearing the wedding dress from the night before. And I knew instantly. And so I asked, "Where's Sam?" I knew she wasn't there. I wish more than anything gives me instead of Sam. I wish I died that night, so she didn't have to go alone. I wish I saw you coming, and I jumped off the golf cart so you would only run me over. And pray to God that you'd miss that golf cart. We did not get hit. We got ran through at 65 miles per hour. There's no way any four of us, any three of us should be alive. All four of us should have died that night. But I'm a firm believer Sam saved us. That's who she is. And she would have took one for all of us. Said, "Take me, save these guys." The guilt with that I live with every single second of every day is unbearable. You took the greatest human being I've ever met. She's not coming back. She's gone. She was my world. And I'd give anything just for 1 second to hold her again. She wanted children, and she talked me into having two. She wanted them so bad that she wanted to start having kids, or trying to have kids before the wedding. But I was nervous that she wouldn't be able to fit into her wedding dress. So we decided to wait till after the wedding to start a family. I don't have joy, I don't have passion, I don't have drive. I feel like I'm stuck in hell. I wish every day that I died. Do you know what it's like to vow to protect your wife and to do anything for her, and then to lose her hours after that? Something nobody should have to go through. This tragedy has touched so many people around the world. I've received letters, messages, strangers all over the country or world, just at home with a lot of people. And they have shown so much love and support. Your sentence does not matter to me. If I had it my way, I'd give you life. It seems only fair since you took Sam's life and the holes that you've ripped through our entire family, my family, and all of our friends. But I know that decision is not up to me. Regardless of what decision is made, I still will be in this hell. I still will have to go through everything. My brother-in-law will still have pain, will still have surgery. Sam's family will still miss their daughter and sister. Sam was a light to all of us. And she was the wrong person to die that night. This is a quote from Sam's vows. She said, "I will love you today, tomorrow, and until I take my last breath on this earth. I am forever yours." That was the hours before you killed her. Thank you for your time, Aaron.
There's nothing further for
Taking any position on sentence.
We'll leave that discretion for dealing with facts and circumstances of this case, such as speak for themselves.
Mr. Williams?
Your Honor, with the court's indulgence, I'd like to address the court in argument on behalf of Ms. Komoroski.
Sure.
Thank
You may proceed.
May it please the court, I have had the privilege of representing Jamie Komoroski for the last 18 months. And before I get into my sentencing argument, I would just like to take a moment to truly express my deepest condolences to the Miller family, the Hutchinson family, the Garrett families. For my entire defense team, as well as the Komoroski family, we are truly regretful that you have to go through this. And I hope that your injuries will eventually clear up, and I'm so sorry that you have lost Samantha in your lives, and I mean that genuinely. Our entire defense team and the Komoroski family cannot fathom the pain that these lovely families are going through. And while we know it's never enough, we genuinely convey those deepest sympathies and prayers. And I want the court and everyone in the courtroom to know that Jamie has heard the calls for punishment. And as you will soon hear, she recognizes those calls are justified. Punishment is one cornerstone of our criminal justice system. And punishment is warranted here. No one is contesting that. Most importantly, Jamie. And we also recognize that punishment serves deterrence purposes and ensures that people are accountable for crimes that are committed, especially those that, like in this case, involve victims. Here has been highlighted a beautiful bride lost her life, and several were seriously injured. And that's, as I mentioned, that is not lost upon me, the Komoroskis, or our entire defense team, Your Honor. We also just respectfully ask this court to equally consider various other sentencing factors that are likewise cornerstones to the criminal justice system. Factors that we submit are material of fashioning an appropriate sentence here. And those factors necessarily include Jamie's history, her character, her rehabilitative potential, which must be equally weighed with the needs to protect society, to deter, and to punish. It is my hopeful goal to convey to this honorable court that there is more to Jamie than just the person who committed these terrible crimes and who made these terrible decisions on April 28th. Jamie is a 27-year-old girl who stands before this court with no prior criminal offenses. She's never before been charged with a crime, save a couple minor traffic violations, never even been disciplined for a single infraction. Through her entire life, Jamie has maintained a warm and caring outlook on life for all those around her. She strived to help others even from a young age, entrusted by so many to care for infants and young children in some of the families where she grew up and in the Charleston metro area. This compassion and care is what caused Jamie to volunteer annually in high school to support the Special Olympics, a cause that was near and dear to her heart since she was a young child. As the court heard, Jamie attended college in Coastal Carolina and obtained her Science and Business Administration degree. And she ended her career at college on the dean's list, ultimately moving to Charleston after graduating in hopes that there would be employment she could sustain. Maintaining full-time employment, like for so many others, proved elusive for this young graduate. But instead, Jamie took a number of part-time jobs, including continuing babysitting services and working in the service industry in and around the Folly Beach area. Now, sadly, since her college graduation, Your Honor, Jamie has struggled with the demons of alcohol abuse. That is obviously clear here today. And this is something that has likewise challenged her extended family. Jamie was abusing alcohol on a near daily basis, and oftentimes well over in excess. And her addiction, I want to make this point very clearly to the court. It is not offered as an excuse to her conduct whatsoever, or to make it appear that she somehow is the victim. We all recognize, most importantly Jamie, that that is not the case. She knows no one forced her to drink or drive a car. She, more than anyone in this courtroom, knows that. And I raise this only to demonstrate that her alcohol addiction, the level and scope of it, played a central role in how we arrived here today.
So that was Arik Hutchinson, who married Samantha Miller just a few hours before their golf cart accident. 65 miles per hour and hitting a golf cart with a car. It is devastating and horrible for all of them. Her family, his family, him. I just can't even imagine. She is sentenced to 25 years with credited time served. So it's been over a year. In April will be 2 years. But I really get his feelings on that she should be in jail for the rest of her life because she took someone else's life. Unfortunately, some of these things don't work that way, but it's going to take a long time, I think, for their entire family to heal.